Hey guys, and welcome to an Aspie's Point of View where I give you my opinion on stuff. So tonight was the season premiere of the long-awaited fourth season of The Good Doctor, and I am going to do an Aspie reviews. So my thoughts might be a little bit jumbled. I cried a lot during the episode. I got very emotional, but here we go. So, the first thing I want to talk about actually relates to autism, and that is Sean's mentioning that now that people are wearing masks, they all have to figure out what people are feeling based on intonation of the voice and a look in the eye and things like that. And I thought the very same thing when all of this started and we started wearing masks. I thought, hey, now we're on an even playing field. Nobody can figure out what people are feeling right now without difficulty. And it kind of gave me a sense of, and I hate to say it this way, it gave me a sense of relief that people would finally understand what I went through on a daily basis. And maybe it would help them to realize that sometimes I need help with figuring out what's going on, and I need them to verbally say, I'm angry right now, or I'm sad right now. Um, and so, a little bit selfish on my part. And obviously, Sean was called out for being gleeful about it as well, that everyone was on an even playing field. But I felt like that was something that I wanted to speak to because I thought about it immediately when we started wearing masks every day, everywhere we went. Um, the second thing that I wanted to discuss was Sean and Leah's relationship throughout the episode. So I had a 14-day period where I was under quarantine because I had a doctor who told me that I had COVID and he was just waiting on the test to ensure it. But he said I was not 99% sure that I had COVID. And so for 14 days, I sat in my bedroom and my fiance would bring food to my door and he would knock on the door and then go to the other side of the room. And I would open the door and grab food. I would eat my food. I would put it back out on the outside of my room and he would take the dish and go. And it was really difficult. And there were times when I would stand on one side of the door and he would be on the other side of the door, and all we wanted to do was be near each other and hug each other and give each other a kiss and say how much we loved each other. And we could say how much we loved each other all we wanted through the door, but there's there is a special thing with touch. And I'm not speaking in a sexual way like Sean was about he only seemed to miss having sex with Leah. I missed being able to listen to Matt's heartbeat. I missed being able to get wrapped in a big hug or being able to just hold hands while we were sitting watching TV. Those were the things that I missed. And so I definitely found that I related to that aspect as well. And the final aspect that I wanted to discuss is the storyline of the mother and the daughter. The mother who comes in with COVID and ends up passing, and the daughter being outside of the hospital when that happened. And it made me cry a lot, to the point where Matt was asking if I was okay, because when my granddad passed, he was all alone. Nobody was allowed to be with him. They had a nurse who came in and held his hand while he went, but he was alone. And to see that separation, to see her standing there waiting to find out if her mom was alive or dead, was absolutely gut-wrenching for me. And it was all too real. And her wanting of her mother's cross also came into play. I had a pillow that I made for my grandfather, and I wanted the pillow to be buried with him. And we could not get the pillow back from the nursing home in time because they were quarantining his things. And so we finally got the pillow back. It's now going to come into my possession, but it did not get to go with him. And that was what I truly wanted, was for it to go with him. And so that kind of, you know, brought it home with me as well. Like I said, I'm really emotional about this episode. I don't have a whole lot of really direct ideas that, I want to talk about besides the things that I've already discussed. I know a ton happened in this episode, but there's only so much that I can think about at once, and I apologize for that. I may end up making a second video about this episode at a later date, but for today, this has been an Aspie's point of view. If you guys liked this video, give it a like. If you really like this video, subscribe to me so that you know when my next video comes out. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.